Hola amigos, I just got back from Peru, drinking out of my Peru mug. 2-week holiday. It was cool, very epic. Was it needed? Probably not. Probably could have still kept grinding. Anyways, back to the book reviews. I got a wicked book today. It's called Mind Gym, An Athlete's Inner Guide to Excellence. Kind of important. I started getting to focusing on my mind muscle about 4 years ago, specifically on brain performance, learning more about the brain, training your brain, left side, right side, why they're important, how they're different, and apply them to communication with other humans. And it's been very, very, very amazing, invaluable. I first started off doing it for martial arts, but my fight game was kind of, martial arts, sure, you're learning new moves and stuff like that, and you never become perfect at martial arts. You're always another level. So one area I found the next part was the greatest improvement I could get was in my mind, my head space, see where it was at. And so if you're an athlete, you've played on championship teams. I played on many championship teams. A 5-peat high school football team. We won 5 years in a row in our high school. It was kind of a big deal. A Western Canadian hockey championship for Junior B. We won all the western side of Canada. We're the champions. European Muay Thai champion. Won a couple jiu-jitsu tournaments. A couple professional MMA fights. Semi-successful entrepreneur. Textbook successful entrepreneur, just not at my level. So I found that, but who cares about me? But all these things all those things I just mentioned, they come into the mentality, the space, your soul, kind of who you are. And it's a unique perspective when you have these kind of championship experiences, team experiences. Being in the military was huge in terms of camaraderie, teamwork, getting obstacles done, reaching objectives. So when you start compounding all these different unique experiences together, you really have a unique perspective. And then so focus on the mind gym. So if you're an athlete with that kind of background, man, you're miles ahead in terms you have a competitive advantage. That's your strength in the entrepreneurship world. Vice versa, if you're an entrepreneur, man, trust me, I've sat in front of my computer for 20 hours straight. 15 hours straight for months on end, just grinding and working. But if you're not doing anything physically active, you're not going to perform as well, dude. It's the yin and the yang. There's a reason why this is made, this yin and yang. It's energy. It's a real thing. Even if you don't know about it, it exists. So deal with it, learn. So I've always found earlier in my career when I was becoming a chartered accountant, was working my accounting, so I was working my brain, challenging me mentally and increasing my academic IQ. But at the same time, I need that physical outlet, right? So the martial arts, the fighting, training to defeat another human being. So that for me gave me a good balance, right? But the mind stuff was pretty amazing. It opened up a whole new door. And the concept of this book is you have a mind gym and you have to work your mind just like you go to any other gym. It was a pretty cool concept. So I'll read, this is one of the books I took notes on. These are all my notes I took reading this book. And I'm not going to read them all. And wow, there's a lot of notes here. So I don't want to make this a 20-minute video. It probably will be. So I'm going to wing through these pretty quick. Okay. Building mental muscle, like physical muscle, requires time and effort. The more you work on the inside, the more it will show on the outside. So cool. So cool. One key to achieving success is learning how to focus on the task and not let negative thoughts intrude you. Rather than suppress what you don't want to happen, focus on what you want to happen. The mind works most effectively when you're telling it what to do rather than what not to do. Use your mind or your mind will use you. Actions follow our thoughts and images. Don't look where you don't want to go. Enthusiasm and the mental edge are the keys to winning. Those who receive mental training outperform those who don't almost every time. Mental skills, like physical skills, need constant practice. View pressure as a challenge to meet rather than to defeat. Nothing stands between us and success but our own will to win. Keep your cool when the heat is on. That's so key. That's actually contagious. If you're ever in a situation where everyone's stressing and you're just cool, calm as a cucumber, you're level-headed, that's contagious. People subconsciously, they'll be attracted to you, and you'll be in a leadership position. I'm not saying like you have to be in a leadership position. Like, just because you're a leader doesn't mean you're better than a technician. They're just different, and knowing where you stand in the marketplace. However, becoming insanely successfully financially rich, you need to be a leader. If you're a super technician and you made this new app or new software program, whatever, you're one person. You still need to lead a team. So making the big cojones, the big dollars, the big pesos, that's leadership, man. Scale other people. Too often, people play the blame game. Successful people take responsibility for themselves and the game. You can't control what happened, but you can control how you respond to it. It's not the situation, how you respond to it, that makes the difference. Oh yeah, it's not the situation, but how you respond to it that makes the difference. It's not the what happens. It's what do you do about it, right? If you don't feel good about yourself, you tend not to perform well. Fact, and that's why I'm so huge on health, physical fitness. Every single human being do something minimum 3 times a week, 1 hour a day. I don't care if you're the big VP of whatever, and who cares? It does not matter. You're all gonna die if you do not do a minimum of 3 1-hour sessions of any type of activity. It's not good for your health, and your health is your most valuable asset. The longer you're alive, there's another day. Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills when I talk to people. Some people get it though. The body treats vivid images as if they are real and happening now. The most successful people are those who look at setbacks as opportunities for comebacks. What's tough is to go out and work hard on things you don't do very well. That's very true. That's me being an accountant, man. That was freaking hard, dude. And now that I've got freedom in my life where I'm the boss, I'm the architect of my life, I'm in control of all my time, I'm fully independent. It's been very, very rewarding and very, I'm not sure what the word is, inspiring, yes, but it's like, I don't know what the word is, help me out, that I can, you do things that you want to do that you normally couldn't do because someone else is in control of your time or you have obligations elsewhere. Right now, I have 3 businesses that I'm building, and I am absolutely beyond swamped. Too much. I can't take on more work right now. I got my internet company, accounting company, and my real estate company, and they all take work. So, but here I am doing this video blog because it's productively procrastinating, and I'm getting through my bookshelf, and I just started my book on the 3rd shelves here, so it's going pretty good. Develop your own action plan to turn your shortcomings into strengths. You must have dreams and goals if you're ever going to achieve anything in this world. Dreaming, believe me, the bar set high. Top of the food chain is where I climb. It is said that extraordinary people live their lives backwards. You create a future, then they live into it. Talent is never enough. The best players in the world are the hardest workers. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. It takes 10 years of practice to acquire the mastery of an expert. It takes 10 years of hard work to become an overnight success. Fact. It takes 10 years of hard work to become an overnight success. I've been self-employed now 4 years. 4 years, and I mean, I'm putting food in my stomach. I'm comfortable in life, but I'm not where I want to be. But I try not to let that stress me out because I know I'm on my path and everything is okay. And life is not a destination. Your journey is every day. So just kind of enjoy that, and I'm pointing my sail in the right direction, and that's what you should do. And just keep on the ship and keep your sail pointed in the direction you want. You're gonna hit storms, you're gonna hit lightning, you're gonna hit sunshine, but just keep going, and that's the purpose of life, in my opinion. Once a man has made a commitment, he puts the greatest strength in the world behind him. Commitment is key. Commitment is so huge. Man, wow, there's a lot of notes here. Mental skills, like physical skills, only improve if you do the work. Obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off your goal. That's true. That's cool. That's a good one. Follow your goals, not the crowd. Associate with people who will make you better. Drink the first step, sip the second, refuse the third. They're talking about social situations, because this is tough, especially for me. And people like partying with me because I'm a pretty fun guy when I party. And before there was beast mode, there was, kind of us. So, yeah, I like to have a good time, but the problem is I don't want to drink alcohol, right? And having a good time, it actually comes in the way of my my work agenda the next day, my goal agenda. So this here says, but at the same time, you have to be social. You need that social outlet. So alcohol, drinks, and whatever is fairly normal in a lot of cultures, most cultures. So here, drink the first sip, or drink the first drink, sip the second, refuse the third. And if you do that, people aren't going to have an issue with you. But in Thunder Bay, for example, if you say, "Oh, I'm not drinking today," people are like, "Oh, what's wrong? Is everything okay?" They think there's something wrong with you if you're not drinking. That's how I felt anyways. And you get that peer pressure, right? So what you find depends on where you look, where you're not afraid to fail. Your chances of succeeding improve. Failing is learning to fail. Failing to learn is learning to fail. Yep. Got one friend, I love him to death. Super hardworking, great charisma, great personality, but he refuses to read a book. Just refuses. Like, I can't work with that. Failing to learn is learning to fail. You're basically saying, I don't want to learn. Okay. Every man has his own destiny. If you haven't failed, your goals aren't high enough. And that hit me last year or a couple of years ago, and I was like, I read that. I was like, you know what? Well, I haven't failed, and things seem to be going good. Then, bam, I got hit with some stuff I didn't even see coming in the business world. So, helps me to know I'm on the right track. Be true to your self-image. Limits begin where vision ends. Visualize success and give yourself permission to win. That's key. You're okay to win. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to say that you're great at this. It's okay to communicate your strengths. It's okay to be confident. You're not being arrogant. If you're being confident, you're being confident. You're being a leader, and that's what people need. That's what the world needs. Good, righteous people. The desire to succeed needs to be stronger than the fear of failure. The most successful athletes are self-motivators. Now, I keep talking about, so my philosophy is the martial arts of money. I covered about Mind Gym for athletes, but I'm talking about entrepreneurship because the principles that comes to be successful in athletics are congruent in business. It's just like you're driving a car or you're driving a Jeep, okay? But the journey is still the same. The basic tactics, the martial arts of money, entrepreneurship, martial arts, they are a lot of similarities, and I've dedicated most of my entire life to this. So, and I'm qualified to say this. While a positive attitude doesn't always work, a negative attitude almost always does. It's hard to stay positive, man. It's very hard to stay positive. It is said that 10% of life is what happens to us, and 90% is how we choose to react to it. Attitude is a choice. Think positive thoughts daily. Believe in yourself. Don't let what you can't do interfere with what you can do. This is like just common sense. Like, I wish they would teach us this in school, elementary school, like have these positive affirmation courses and like build up people's confidence and characters. Because one thing I see is, and I'm just starting to recognize this because I just don't know any differently. The lack of confidence in people, or social anxiety is a big one. Like, no, you don't need a prescription pill for social anxiety. Everybody has social anxiety. It's an opportunity to learn the anxiety you feel. It's excitement. It's not fear. Don't take a pill. Don't stay home. Keep finding that. You want that anxiety feeling. That's excitement. Get excited. When you believe in yourself and the people you surround yourself with, you will win something really big someday. I hope so, and that's the path that I'm on. I think I'm in a good position in life here, and I'm just gonna have very successful mentors that kind of guiding me along the way and dropping clues. And I'm fully invested into the program. I'm fully invested into the wisdom. And it's working, and I just hope I get tomorrow and the next day to keep pursuing this path. Expect to win every time. If you show me a good like someone who's like okay with losing, I'll show you a loser. Expect to win every time. You're not being arrogant if you're here to win. You're here to dominate. You're here to decimate. That's competitiveness. That's okay. Win every time. Believe in yourself can help enable you to put yourself into a position to win. I want to back up and pause about expect to win every time. Depends where you're at in the money matrix or the athletic path. Like, you don't actually want to win every time. There's a lot of times that, so I'll play defense when I'm sparring because I want to work on countering and head movement. And if I'm way better than like a guy who's I'm sparring with, like, he's probably intimidated me. I'm not just going to start dropping overhand bombs and head kicks on him, just dominating, because no one's going to want to train with you. It comes back to that Musashi parable, I believe, in the Bushido, when you take out your sword and you swing it around. You keep swinging your sword, man, and fucking cutting people. No one's going to want to be your friend. You're not going to have any training partners. You don't want that. And if you do that in business, nobody's going to want to be on your team. Nobody wants to be with and there's two different ways to lead and build a team. You can lead through you could build by love or fear, and I prefer to build by love and teamwork, not fear. I don't want people to fear me that they come to work every day. Like, no, that's fucked up. A player who cannot control his temper on the court will never become a great player. The best athletes are masters of their emotions and not servants to them. It's so true, especially in fighting. Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. Fear lives in the future. Live in the present, here and now. Enough of this future shit. Like, people like 5 years from now, like, no, what about today? What are you doing today? Focus on today, because tomorrow might not come. Fear is a part of the process. If you weren't scared to be in trouble, fear is part of the process. It's okay. Just learn fear. Fear is okay. It's very okay. It's a feeling just like love, just like humor, just like laughter, just fear. Okay, figure it out. You're not going to die because you have fear. Fretting about the shot you just made will get you another shot just like it. I'm not sure what that means. Feel the fear and do it anyways. Yeah, that's called courage. It's called bravery. I love being feared, scared. Okay, let's see, here's an Aristotle quote. Aristotle, excellence is not a single act, but a habit. You are what you repeatedly do. Bam, gonna wrap this up here. Got a little more notes, but who cares? It's enough value. I gotta get back to work. Amazing book, Mind Gym, Gary Mack with David Cass Stevens, forwarded by Alex Rodriguez. Mind Gym, an athlete's guide to inner excellence. And if you're an entrepreneur, you can use that as well. However, I just relate to athletic analogies. I find a lot of people do, including women. Okay, take care. Have a good day. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Send some messages and questions. It's interesting. I get a lot of personal messages as opposed to messages on the thread of the video. But that's all good. Take care, guys. Take care.